Alright, it is finally time to recap everything that has happened during this Moonchasing Festival event story. The main event story. I'm not gonna do the side quests. If you want me to do the side quests, they didn't seem that important, especially considering that they didn't voice them, so I didn't think like including them would be important. But if you want to see those and it's highly requested, I might do it, but I don't know. But for now, I'm gonna explain like the main plot line of the event story, and just explain everything that happened in it. I'm not gonna do a deep analysis or anything. It's just me doing a recap. So if you enjoy, like, subscribe, and give me some feedback on anything that you think I can improve upon. I took my time with this event quest, and I really tried to enjoy it. I didn't rush through it and burn myself out and take all of the content away from it, like speed run all of the content. I just enjoyed it, which this is filler that we knew was coming since day one, which Jinchi announced it like literally within like the first 10 minutes. So before we start, I want to explain what the festival is all about. The Moonchasing Festival is one of Huanglong's traditional festivals, which kind of means we'll most likely have one for each different place that we go to in Huanglong, which obviously we're starting with Jinzhou. On this special night, the Jinzhou residents decorate trees with extensive range of lanterns and admire the moon to celebrate their reunion. The origin story of this, it varies from province to province, but the most popular tale is the tale of the fox and the moon. According to the story, Shin, which is the merrymaker amongst the sentinels, yep, another sentinel name drop. Apparently Shin once teased another sentinel with a night of chasing during a celebration, which indicates that the different sentinels do interact and have, their own personalities, or at least they used to in the past. But anyways, that joyous scene of the sentinels chasing is what gave rise to the name Moonchasing. But for the people of Jinzhou, the phases of the moon signify the revival pattern of the Threnodian, with double moons serving as a harbinger of disaster, which is what happened when we saw the revival of the overthraxed Threnodian. So the moon chasing symbolizes the race against the moon, where Jinzhou must give up everything to prevent the dormant Threnodian from awakening before the moon becomes full. And to honor the soldiers and citizens who contributed to the challenging victory, the old magistrate established that the Moon Chase Festival will take place every year when the moon is at its fullest. And when the Threnodian is stopped, the moon starts to go back to normal and the race starts to turn into a journey home guided by the moon. All right, that's enough lore. Let's get started. So we get a call from Yang and Chixia. They invite us to do some moon chase activities and explain that the Moon Chase Festival will be happening in a few days. And there's going to be special Jinzhou tradition. Like Taoyuan Vale, a few days before the festival, people go down there and, they write down their wishes on a piece of paper and either hang them on the branches or toss them into the Moon Tree Lodge. And apparently the wishes are sure to come true, which this kind of reminds me of the Chiche Village stories that Scar was telling us about the people getting their wish granted. But you know what, I'll save that for another time. Moving on, we go to Taoyuan Vale and meet up with the gang. We catch up with them a little bit and tell them everything that happened on Mount Firmament with Jinchi and Changli. And after everything that happened, it is time to celebrate with the moon chase. And they explain to us the Moonlit Fair, which is something exclusive happening to Jinzhou on the night of the festival, with plenty to eat, drink, and play and see. And they plan to show us the biggest lantern show of the fair, and everyone's gonna be there, so we'll see some familiar faces. And then we talk about the wish tree, which apparently the wishes seem to actually come true. And Yang once, wished for the rain to stop during the festival, and it actually did. But it could just be a coincidence. They speculated that maybe the tree had some type of magic wishing ability, or maybe there's a mysterious person in there making the wish tree, dreams come true. They already made their wishes and they urge us to make our wish along with Abby, but Abby is sleeping, so bro could care less about the wish. He just wants food. And then we head over to the wish tree ourselves, but on our way we see a robot malfunctioning, and then we ask about it and they seem to have seen it around the moon tree. So we head over to the Moon Tree Lodge and we are led to my free goat, Jiang Liao, and I'm gonna call him Yao for the rest of the video just to make it easier, or I might say his name, but yeah. Curl is edging me right now. I need bro already, please. I want to replace my Calcharo, please. Like just these days of waiting for this character, but he's free. I'll wait. Anyways, he runs a diagnostic A diagnostic. Words are hard sometimes. I'm just leave that in, you know, because nobody's perfect. So I want y'all to see my flaws. Anyways, the diagnostic gets the robot to stop malfunctioning, but we still need to figure out what made it malfunction in the first place, which this robot seems to be some type of wish helping robot, helping with the wishes. And Zhang Liao greets us and thanks us for bringing the robot over, but he recognizes us and, you know, from all the talks about us. And we also thank him for his help because he's actually the one that helped us fix the sundial back in Act 1. And he also thanks us for our help against the Thronodian because, you know, without us doing that, the Moonchasing Festival wouldn't have even happened. So he's very thankful. He says that he doesn't own the Moon Tree Lodge, but he's here to help collect and fulfill everyone's wishes secretly, which, so wholesome, man. It would be crazy if he just turns out to be a villain. Like, that's just crazy, man. Like Curl, okay, we need a little bit more darkness. Like, I'm liking the tone right now, but like, we need like people to die soon. Anyways, we learned that the robot's name is actually Patty, and Patty was born in the Moon Tree Lodge, and it deciphers the emotions behind wishes and analyzes their structures in a unique way. So to Patty, every dream has a unique taste, and that's its way of, you know, understanding the world. And then we head over to the wishing stall to make our wish, but due to Patty's technical difficulties, they can't accept any wishes at this time. And for now, Zhang Liao wants to restore the Moon Tree Lodge because there seems to be some type of virus of abnormal frequency fluctuations affecting Patty's code. And it's only a matter of time before all of the wishes in the Moon Tree Lodge are devoured by this abnormal code. So we learn that there are 4 wishes in the files that could be causing the anomaly, and we need to investigate. So Zhang Liao wants to, you know, track down the people who made the wishes and try to figure out why the wishes are causing the anomaly and which one it could be that's actually, you know, causing the anomaly. And he also plans to decode all of the other wishes that are affected by the anomaly a week before the Moonchase Festival, specifically so he can help the Moonlit Fair vendor, because some of the vendors actually use the wishes as reference for some of the items that they want to sell at their stalls. All right, now for helping Zhang Liao with the 4 wishes. The first of the 4 wishes is from a person named Zhao Sheng. They seem to be a researcher who isn't doing very well, and they feel like they have this imposter syndrome and they don't believe that they should be at the academy, and also regret their research because they hurt a friend in the process. And basically, bro wants to die. He does not want to be on this planet anymore. Bro is going through it. He does not want to be here. So we discuss with Zhang Liao, and we are introduced to another robot named Zhang Li, after Zhang Li. So that's why I'm gonna say Zhang Liao to make the difference, so y'all don't think that I'm talking about the robot. And we learn that Patty collects and analyzes the wishes, and Zhang Li helps make them become true. But because the person in this wish who made the wish wants to kill themselves, basically Patty got confused because they're not really supposed to hurt anyone or like manipulate anyone's memory. So Zhang Li suggested finding a way to ease the person's pain, because this is clearly a call for help and the person doesn't want to just give up just yet, and that's why they made this wish, hoping that somebody would see it. And Zhang Liao doesn't seem to recognize the name from the academy, but he's sure that this is someone from the academy because the paper that the wish is written on is used by the researchers. Plus, there seems to be some type of code on it as well, so he wants to decipher the code, but he also gets a call from another researcher telling them that they need help in the lab. So he's gonna leave and try to decipher the code when he gets the chance, and we're gonna look for the person that made this wish. So we start our search and start looking, and we come across the beautiful painter, Zheje.
Whoa! Hi! Lovely weather, huh? Can I help you?
Data suggests rainfall should be expected within the next few hours, covering 60% of the Jinzhou area.
That's right. The weather isn't actually all that great. I didn't realize. My name is Jeji. Nice to meet you? I've never heard of anyone by that name. Sorry I couldn't help. I don't have a wide social circle. Mostly just my painting clients. You're welcome. I'll be on my way then. Goodbye.
It's awkward but like wholesome interaction, and we come to the conclusion that she is just not the person that we're looking for. She's just a shy introvert. And then we come across some researchers complaining about work and being depressed and stuff, and the other researchers leave and we talk to Chiffon. We ask about the name of the person on the wish, but he doesn't seem to know, but he offers to help find the person, and he recognizes the robot from the Moontree Lodge. It kind of indicates that he's been to the Moontree Lodge. And then we start looking online for the behavior of this person that made the wish, but Chiffon seems to get a bit sensitive about it, and then he starts walking away flustered and then goes back to an easygoing look and bids us farewell. Like, it's him. And then we run into another researcher that seemed to be eavesdropping, and long story short, the researcher is actually friends with this person who made the wish, which is Chiffon. They were childhood friends that became researchers together, and later he noticed that Chiffon was the person through the way that he was writing online, and he seemed to be more negative lately, and every time he asked Chiffon about it, he just avoided him and eventually distanced himself from him. And he's showing us a picture of them together, and we notice him shaking, and apparently when they were researching echoes, he got injured in the process. And then we tell him about Chiffon's wish, and he realizes that Chiffon has been blaming himself for the injury, but he never felt that way. He's actually saddened by it, that Chiffon stopped his echo research that he loved since he was a child due to that. Apparently they were on a research team together, researching echoes on the hunt for 3 echo data sets, and then Jolie had an accident and Chiffon shut the whole project down. So we take it upon ourselves and collect some echo data sets ourselves to give it to Chiffon. By the way, Zhang Liao is with us talking through the robot. He just doesn't want to come in person because Chiffon may not open up to us if he sees another colleague. Anyways, we find Chiffon and give him the echo data set, and he analyzes the data and wishes that he had this in the past and even offers to buy it. But then we confront him about everything, us knowing about his past, the wish, and knowing that it was a call for help. And he was actually surprised that his wish was actually heard, and admits to everything and starts beating himself up about it and how he got his friend injured. He felt awful about everything and how everything went and blamed himself and feels regret and can't get it all out of his head. He's damn near going insane about it. And then Jolie tells Chiffon to pull himself together and that he never blamed him for what happened, and he's angry that he even jumped to that conclusion. He was all in for the research, even if he had the potential to be injured. It was the price that he was willing to pay, and he's mad that Chiffon called it quits halfway, all because of that, just because he got injured. He says that it was even the same way when he was a child, and Chiffon apologizes, and then we leave them to talk to each other because it seems like, you know, the wish was fulfilled. Chiffon got the reassurance that Jolie never blamed him for anything and still wants to research with him, and they're talking about their feelings. But this turn of events indicates that Chiffon's wish isn't the source of the abnormal code. So we got 3 more wishes to go. We make our way back to the Moontree Lodge and look at the next wish, which is weird because it's more of a asking for advice. This is from Hei Ying. She seems to be conflicted because the Moonchase Festival is usually for family reunion, but her son already passed away. She misses him and wonders if he's as lonely as she is on the other side. She debated if she should go there and, you know, be with him and die and stuff like that, or keep living a long life taking care of herself just like he wished for her to live. She doesn't know what to do and wishes, you know, that she wasn't this conflicted, and she seeks advice. We talk with Zhang Liao, and it seems just like the last wish, someone desperate for help. And the rover is a bit hesitant on this one because we don't want to convince the woman to make a decision between life and death, but Zhang Liao reassures us that this decision will be hers. And then we head over to Miss Hei Ying and introduce ourselves. She actually recognized the rover and thanks us for our help in realizing her son's vision, which was to conquer the Threnodian and shield Jinzhou so everyone can live peacefully. He was a midnight ranger that put his life on the line, and she's proud of him. But at the same time, she misses him very much. She wants to die so she can be with him, but he wanted her to live long enough to, you know, see the defeat of the Threnodians and enjoy life. But she doesn't know what to do. We ask her about her wish, and she figures that we're here to help with her wish. Zhang Liao tells her that it's best to speak about the answer to this wish in front of the Moontree Lodge and ask her to consider visiting the lodge with us. Cao Yunville is preparing for the moonlit fair so the atmosphere may lift her spirits, and she agrees, so we start heading over. Zhang Liao's goal was to get her to see that this is what her son's dream was, for her to find peace with her life and to see Jinzhou unite to defeat the Threnodian and the joy and security he sacrificed himself for, and also the courage to keep living. He thinks that there may be some something that her son wanted her to see, a reason to embrace life. We take her around to see more of the fair and stop at a fan painting store. And she buys a fan with a painting of fireworks and capes that represent the Midnight Guard. This painting was actually done by Jeje, and she hopes that everyone who sees the fan will feel the liveliness of the festival. And remember that the festivities are all possible thanks to the brave rangers on the front lines. And the fireworks flying on the fan painting to the other side are meant to share the celebration with the soldiers on the front line. And then we head over to the moon shooting game and win a prize for Haeyang, which happened to be something that was handmade by a soldier who learned from her son. And the soldier actually recognizes her and tells her about how her son would always talk about her. And some of the other soldiers come to greet Haeyang as well and start telling her stories about their time with her son. She thanks us for bringing her here and says that before she heads to the lodge, she wants to walk around by herself a bit more. And now she isn't going along with us anymore. She's searching for the life that her son wanted for her. And Zhang Liao believes that she'll uncover that answer someday without the Moon Tree Lodge. But unfortunately, that wish is not the anomaly either. So we got 2 more wishes to go. Next wish is from a child named Mon. He wishes to become a great hero. And then we hear some kids actually arguing about a hero play. So we head over there and we hear them mentioning Mon. And we asked them about him, but they said that they haven't seen him in days. And they mentioned that he could possibly be at their secret base. And we tell them that we're here to make him a great hero, and they tell us where the location of the base is. And then we go over to find him. And on our way there, we see him trying to fight some TDs. And he was low-key standing on business, but then he got scared. So we took care of him. He thanks us, and then we ask him why he's here alone. And then he tells us that he's trying to awaken his forte. Because, you know, every superhero in movies and stuff, they always have a forte ability. And, you know, they train in secret caves and stuff all alone and until the day that they get their Tacit mark. And that is why he's out here alone, hoping to awaken his Tacit mark and become a hero. That's why he tried to fight the TDs, because he heard that in battle there's a forte boost. The fuck is Lil Bro watching? Sentinel Ball Z or some shit? Like, bro, he trying to get a Zenkai boost? Like, bro, this is not DBZ, gang. Like, I don't know this, but like, I can't even blame him though, because like, when I saw shit like this, I was like, say we seen Spider-Man, I know anybody can relate to this. Like, all of us seen a spider and we let the spider bite us because we, you know, there's that potential that we could become Spider-Man, and then that shit never happened. And then we all, you know, we all tried to go Super Saiyan in the middle of a field screaming and shit. We all tried it, but just then he didn't even like look for the fight. They kind of just showed up. The TDs kind of just showed up. He tried to stand on business and then he got scared. And then he starts talking about like, in order to become a strong hero, that he needs to find an enemy even greater than a TD. Boy, slow down. You down there just peed your pants looking at a stone golem and turtles, bro. Like, chill the fuck out, little nigga. Anyways, he asks us what he should do to awaken his forte. We try to explain to him that he doesn't need a forte to be a great hero, and that we personally know some warriors that know firsthand what it means to be a hero. We plan to write down some quests and daring feats for them, and you know, we're gonna show them real heroes and real stories that can give them inspiration. So we plan to tell him and the other kids about all of this, you know, all the stories and stuff, so they can get inspiration on the night during the festival. And then we head back over to Zhang Liao and we discuss the little boy's wish. And the Academy's research on fortes are very limited, so Zhang Liao doesn't think that he'd be the best person for this wish, but he agrees with our idea of showing a real life hero and their approach to heroism. So we discuss who the person should be, and maybe it's Jin Shi or Jian, but Zhang Liao thinks that the best person would actually be us, the rover. Our actions in saving Jinzhou earned us the title as heroes, so we should chronic our own life and keep it authentic, and then just show them that. After all that, we plan to get something to eat with Abby, but then we get a call from Tishia letting us know how lively the Moonlit Fair is, and she even saw Jin Shi. And we all plan to watch the long dance performance later. And then we get a call from Zhang Liao about the last wish, and Patty's malfunction is being caused by something else. We meet back up with him and see Patty malfunctioning more and saying things like tacit feel, hate, Pascar, and the world. Zhang Liao explains that Patty is now a portal to a sonoro sphere, and all the frequencies built up and created this. And we decide to handle it ourselves, not to worry anyone, but Zhang Liao hesitated a little bit because he actually recognized the name Pascar, who used to be a close friend that died from the Wave 1 phenomenon. And he believes that the sonoro sphere may hold a message for him. We try to enter the sonoro sphere, but for some reason it seems to be pushing us out. And eventually we make it inside, and we're in a room that's similar to Zhang Liao's room, but we are separated from Zhang Liao. and we plan to search for him and come across some diary notes in his room. It is from Zhang Liao wishing that his father would come home more often, but then he scratches it out and he just wishes to become as amazing, if not better, a better scientist than his father. And then we see a magazine and read it actually interviewing his father that went by the name Cream Cat, and he's giving advice to scientists to be open-minded at times and use their imaginations. And then the interviewer asks if he has any advice for his son Zhang Liao, and he just hopes that Zhang Liao inherits his ways of seeing things and tries to make sense of this world and looks for answers when looking up at the sky. And then we see an illusion of the moment that Zhang Liao first met his friend Pascal, and they invited him to the moonlit fair, but he didn't want to go because he was waiting on his father, who apparently went missing. And it seems that Zhang Liao's memories are affecting the sonorosphere's frequency. And then we enter another place and we see a moonlit stall with some wish tags, a scientist that just wants to be heard, a woman with a promise to her son to witness the defeat of the Overthrax and the peace of Jinzhou, a child wishing to be a great hero, and the wishes their wishes that we've handled so far. But we have two more wishes, one wondering what would be the price to pay if you want to know everything about the world, and another one questioning if his father's wish is to make everyone else's wish come true. And then we see an illusion of Pascal and Zhang Liao grown up talking about school, and Pascal wants to explore the wave-worn phenomena himself to get a better understanding. He wants to risk it all to find the ultimate truth, but Zhang Liao isn't sure about that. Pascal says if you want to know about everything in this world, you have to be willing to give up everything for the ultimate knowledge. And then Zhang Liao points out that Pascal stopped caring about his other friends when they didn't pass the entrance exam. But Pascal says he's focused on his path and doesn't want anyone to slow him down. But Zhang Liao doesn't believe that they have to take the lonely path. And then Pascal brings up the fact that the wishes being granted by the Moon Tree Lodge was actually being granted by one person. And when the word got out, it stopped working, and not even that person had the time to grant every wish. The time on this world is limited, so he wants to focus on the truth. And then he makes his wish, which is for the wave worn to happen so that he could study it up close, which is crazy, but he plays it off as a joke. And then Zhang Liao is thinking about his father and how he finds drive shafts of his father's design in the moon tree, and he figured out that the one that was actually helping grant wishes was his father. And then he questions if his path is also to follow a lonely path, and he doesn't know what he should do. And Abby questions, hey, is that the reason that he's running the Moon Tree Lodge after his father's passing? Maybe to form a human connection that way? And then we head deeper into another room. We see the illusions of some researchers researching the wave-worn phenomena, questioning where Zhang Liao went during the Moonchase Festival. Also, Pascal is also a part of this group, and we see a diary of someone hoping to find the cause of the disaster and to redefine science, which is pretty obviously Pascal. We do a loop and fast forward, and we see the researchers are complaining and their research is failing and they need Zhang Liao. And then we do another loop and fast forward, and we see more of the researchers are starting to go insane doing this research because it keeps failing, and more people are leaving because they don't want to continue to research because it's very inconsistent and the wave-worn phenomena is so random. It all seems impossible. The lament has already overturned the order of the world itself and defies all logic, and it's just random. But Pascal keeps researching. And then we make it to another room with doors and see an illusion of Chiffon complaining even more than yesterday, which Abby says that he smells delicious. What does that even mean? It's an illusion, so I'm pretty sure maybe Abby can smell frequencies or something. And why would depression smell delicious? That's something I gotta figure out. And then we see another illusion of old lady Hai Yang going crazy, and then we see another illusion of the little boy Mon, who seems to be excited and saying that he's the best, and even if the whole world burns down, he'll be on top. And it's like he doesn't want to be a hero and protect everyone. He's just a villain now. And then we see another illusion of Pascal going insane, saying that science doesn't exist, and him wanting to make the wave-worn disasters happen more so he can, get more samples. And he talks and thinks that everyone despises him and that he'll never surpass Zhang Liao, and he plans to do it all himself. And then at the end, we hear him telling someone to stay away. And then we get another illusion, this time of Zhang Liao, of him defending Pascal's research. And then we see a message and coordinates from Pascal about the wave-worn phenomena for Zhang Liao, and then we enter another room. But this time from the perspective of Zhang Liao facing Pascal himself and the twisted obsessions of the wave-worn that seems to be a voice of more than just Pascal. It's like Pascal is trapped within the twisted obsession, and then midway through the fight, the rover jumps in and helps. And we hear the voice talk about its obsession with wanting to replicate tacit fields and the wave worn. And Zhang Liao says that his friend's quest for the truth was genuine, and he won't let this voice tarnish his goal. And then the illusion of Pascal gets like spit out of those obsessions, and we see his illusion. And we discussed with Abby a little bit, and the rover jokingly calls Abby a ghost, but I wonder if there's like truth to that. Like maybe Abby's like a ghost of a Threnodian or something, or like he can that's why he can only absorb frequencies, because he's a ghost. But then on the other hand, he also can eat, so like nah, I don't think so. But Abby speculated that something else is affecting Pascal because his frequency smells strange. And then Zhang Liao asks Pascal if he recognizes him, but Pascal tells him to stay back because the wave worn is coming. But then he tells him that nothing is happening and he's okay, they'll be okay. And Pascal says that he should have stayed at the academy and shouldn't have taken anything without permission. Pascal actually figured out the tacit field's frequency and made a prototype detector that predicts where tacit fields will spawn. And he wished that he kept the document so he could inform Zhang Liao, but he was blinded by his success, and now the prototype is gone. And when he was devoured by the wave worn, the last thing that he saw was Zhang Liao. Pascal wanted to write the frequency down to show everyone and to save the world. He never hated Zhang Liao or anything, but now everyone sees him as the culprit. But Zhang Liao informs him that it was actually the opposite. His work actually inspired people like the Black Shores, and they sent someone to learn about his theory. And they're still trying to recreate his prototype, but the Pascal Spectrum theory gained global recognition and advanced the tacit field research. They found his notes after the wave worn was gone and named it after him. And they all know that it wasn't his fault. And now Pascal knows that his research actually helped others, and he thanks Zhang Liao. And he asks Zhang Liao to witness the world on his behalf as his illusion fades away, because he can now move on, content, with no regrets, saying that his wish has come true, and he thanks the Moon Lodge tree. And after he disappears, we read his real wish, which was to become the best scientist ever and to help people and lead a way for new discoveries. And then we leave the sonoro and speak with Zhang Liao. He wants to check up on Patty, and he wants to prepare a gift for us to thank us. And we figure it will probably be better for him to process everything that just happened alone. And then we head over to the celebration, and on our way, we see Chiffon and Jolie happy continuing their research. And then we see the little kids from before who followed us up the mountain, and they actually saw us disappear into the sonoro. Apparently they wanted to help, but the robot told them that we will be just fine. So they just stood there waiting just in case anything went wrong so they could go down and ask for help. And we thanked them, and we showed them the footage of what just happened in the sonoro, keeping our promise from earlier of showing them real heroes in action. And they realized that it's actually the rover who saved Zhenzhou, and they found him and Zhang Liao cool. And we tell them that they're already heroes. Despite them wanting to go to the fair, they chose to stay and protect us while we were in the sonoro, which is what a hero would do, sacrifice their own enjoyment for the sake of others. So they're already a team of heroes ready to take on any challenge, just like the rover and the mecha arm partner. And then Mon thanks us because the Moon Lodge tree actually made his wish come true. And then we run into Miss Hei Yang talking with some soldiers who made her some food based on her son's recipe, and she seems to be very happy and very thankful. And then we run into Zhezhe, and we let her know that we found the person that we were looking for, and she seems to be painting the people in the festival. And then we meet back up with Zhang Liao. He explained that he actually had to lock Patty up for safety concerns because there were still unusual frequencies in his body. And then he gives us our gift, which happens to be a camera so we can capture all of the moments of the fair. And he thanks us for our help, and in the end, the Moon Tree Lodge kept its promise to everyone, including Pascal. And then we actually asked Zhang Liao what his wish is, and he says he wants to follow the footsteps of our pioneers, those who forsake everything for the pursuit of truth, and those who dedicate their lives to the welfare of others, just like his parents did. He wanted to find a balance between the two, and that's why he inherited the Moon Tree Lodge. He found himself wanting to give up everything for the sake of truth, but he also craved companionship. And the rover lets him know that he can venture as far as he needs, and there will always be people here when he comes back with open arms. And that the way he defended Pascal and the way Pascal wanted to tell him the truth, that's a human connection. And that's why the key to the sonoro was Zhang Liao's memory. He should have more faith in humanity, and the hero that pushes for the truth will be remembered, and the bonds between people will endure, because we'll always be there for each other. And then we invite Zhang Liao to accompany us during the Moonlit Fair, and then we meet up with everyone and enjoy the festivities. The lanterns, the food, taking pictures, the paintings, the beautiful views, specifically Changli. Oh my God, Changli, like, oh my God. The fireworks, the final show of the moonlit fair of the long lantern chasing the moon. And which is like, you know, we see a bunch of lanterns flying and the people watching. We even see Jinchi. And then the fireworks are high enough for the soldiers on the other side to see as a symbol of our appreciation to them on the front lines. And then we end everything taking a bunch of pictures, and then we take one big photo to remember this moment. And that is the end of the Moonchasing Festival. It was filler, but it was good filler. Like, I took my time with this. I just enjoyed it. Like, I didn't rush anything. I didn't try to complete this as fast as possible. That's why this video took a week to come out, because I was just enjoying it. Like, there's the other side quests and stuff like that, but they aren't voiced, so like I don't think they're that important. But it made everything feel more lively. All the character interactions that we had, you know, all the playable characters that were there. The Moonchase Festival is a very, you know, good event. Standard, just good storytelling. It's not bad, it's not mid, it's not amazing, but it's just good storytelling. But let me know how y'all feel below. The only problem, literally the only problem I have with this, and specifically Wuthering Waves right now, is that it's not on fucking PlayStation 5. Like, Curl, can you please prioritize the PlayStation 5 release? Like, I just want to play this bitch on the big screen and see these cutscenes in 4K. Bro, just put the game on PS5 already, gang. Like, I'm lagging every 2 seconds on mobile. But really, I don't think that's a Curl issue. I think that's a me problem. That's a skill issue. I have an iPhone XR, so like I think that might be the reason why. But either way, on PC, I can barely run this shit either. I can't even like record everything and then shit. Can we just get this bitch on PS5 already, please? But that's enough of this, man. Let me know what y'all think. Can't wait to get Zhang Liao. And then next video, I'm gonna be covering the Zhe companion quests. And after that, I'm not sure. Is there gonna be one for Zhang Liao? I'd assume there is gonna be one for Zhang Liao, but the entire quest damn near focused on him. So like, I don't know if there's gonna be one, but I guess I'll cover that if there is one. But yeah, man, I'm enjoying this patch so far. Like, even though it's filler, it's enjoyable filler. This is like, it gives me the vibes of, if you play Genshin, obviously, okay, if you a fucking Curl chill, shut the fuck up. If you a Genshin chill, shut the fuck up. I like both, okay? Right? It reminds me of Lantern Rite. And I just always, that's my favorite filler for any Hoyo game, is just the Lantern Rite Festival. And I see this is going to be my favorite filler for this game, because it's like, it's good filler. Like the last Lantern Rite with Zhao Yun and Gaming and that shit, I loved it. You feel me? Like, I love these types of festivals that we come back every year to. And I'm glad that Wuthering Waves is doing that with the Moonchase Festival. So yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.